नमस्कार विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो. तर आजच्या या लेक्चरमध्ये आपण SYBSC जो रिवाइज्ड सिलेबस आहे त्याच्याबद्दल डिस्कस करणार आहोत. तर याच्या अगोदर SYBSC मध्ये ऍडमिशन घेतलेल्या सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांचे हार्दिक अभिनंदन. तर याच्या अगोदर जो SYBSC चा सिलेबस आणि एक्झाम पॅटर्न होता तो आता या वर्षी चेंज झालेला आहे. म्हणजे 2021-22 साठी तो चेंज झालेला आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये त्यांनी काय केलेलं आहे, जर तुमची जी SYBSC चा जो अगोदरचा एक्झाम पॅटर्न होता त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला 100 मार्काचा पूर्ण थेरी पेपर होता प्रत्येक पेपरसाठी, आणि प्रत्येक पेपरसाठी 50 मार्काचा प्रॅक्टिकल होता. असे तुम्हाला SYBSC च्या थर्ड सेमिस्टरसाठी 3 सब्जेक्ट होते, बरोबर. त्याच्यामधल्या प्रत्येक पेपरसाठी 100 मार्काची थेरी एक्झाम आणि 50 मार्काचा प्रॅक्टिकल, बरोबर. त्याचं जे काय डिस्ट्रीब्युशन होतं ते सिलेबस वाईज होतं. बट आता जी एक्झाम स्कीम आलेली आहे किंवा जो तुमचा सिलेबस रिवाइज केलेला आहे त्याच्याविषयी आपण डायरेक्ट आता सिलेबसच्या PDF थ्रू आपण बघूयात की तुमच्या सिलेबसमध्ये काय चेंजेस झालेले आहेत. ठीक आहे. तर त्याच्यासाठी पहिल्यांदा आपण सिलेबसच्या PDF वरती जाऊया, म्हणजे आपल्याला जास्त क्लिअर होईल. एक मिनिट, लेट मी शेअर माय स्क्रीन. Yes. Okay, University of Mumbai with effect from the academic year 2021-22. Okay, so in the revised syllabus, this is the syllabus for SYBSC, SYBA choice-based credit system. You have a choice-based credit system with effect from the academic year 2021-22. So in the semester third, you have 3 papers. All the 3 papers are compulsory papers. So in the first paper, the paper code is USMT 301 and UAMT 301. This U is stand for university, this S stand for syllabus, M stand for mathematics, and T stands for theory. And similarly, U stands for university, and only difference with A. This is for arts faculty, this is for science faculty. So you are the science faculty student. So your subject code is USMT 301 for paper first, USMT 302 for paper second, and USMT 303 for paper third. So in the paper first, the paper name is of calculus 3. It contains 3 units: infinite series, Riemann integration, and application of integration and improper integrals. Similarly, in the second paper, you have 3 units: system of equation and matrices, vector spaces over R, determinants and linear equations, which is revisited because in the semester second, you have already discussed about that determinants and linear equations. So you get easier about that. And in the last paper, ordinary differential equations, you have higher order linear differential equations, system of first order linear differential equation, numerical solution of ordinary differential equations. And in the practicals, you have get all the questions which are mentioned in this syllabus. So basically you have 2 practicals based on this USMT 301 and USMT 303, and the second one is USMT 301, and you have not this paper, you have only this paper, sorry. Okay, here you have the 3 practicals. For the science stream, you have the practical based on this paper, USMT 301, USMT 302, and USMT 303. This is for arts stream. Okay, so you have 3 practicals and you have 3 papers. So first we will discuss about the syllabus of the unit calculus third. And this is similarly, you have the syllabus for 4th semester. In the 4th semester, we will discuss about the syllabus of 4th semester pattern. Okay. Now in the first paper, calculus third, the paper code is of USMT 301 and the first unit is infinite series. In the infinite series, we will define or we discuss about infinite series in R, infinite, that is infinite series in the real number, definition of convergence and divergence, basic examples including geometric series, elementary results such as if summation n runs from 1 to infinity is convergent, then n tends to 0, but converse need not be true. That is the necessary condition in order to series convergent, Cauchy criterion, algebra of convergent series. Then we will discuss about test for the convergence. That is, there are many tests from which we will discuss about the convergence and divergence of the series. So that include comparison test, limit comparison test, ratio test, root test, the ratio test, a root test, and a Abel test. Also Dirichlet test. These are the tests without proof. We will discussing about the examples on that test. The decimal expansion of the real numbers, convergence of this P series, divergence of the geometric harmonic series. So we will discussing basically these two examples and more example which is based on these tests, and we will discuss the proof and examples of the comparison test, limit comparison test. Okay, so in the second chapter we will discussing about the convergence of the series. In the third chapter we will discussing about alternating series. What is mean by the alternating series, definition of alternating series, examples of the alternating series. Then there is a test which decide the convergence and divergence of the alternating series. That name of the series is Leibniz test. Then we will discussing about absolute convergence. Absolute convergence implies convergence but not convergence. That is the theorem which gives the relationship between absolute convergence and convergence. And lastly, we will discussing about conditional convergence. What is mean by the conditional convergence? Definition of the conditional convergence. So in the first chapter, so first unit, we will discussing basically three, we will say the chapters, in which in the first chapter, we will discussing about the examples of the series. In the second chapter, we will discussing about the convergence. That is the basic test, which discussing on the convergence, some examples, and two basic important series, that the P series and then harmonic series. And in the last chapter, we will discussing about the alternating series. It's absolute convergence, it's conditional convergence, and Leibniz test. Okay. In the second unit, the name of the unit is of Riemann integration. So in the Riemann integration, first chapter is about the ideal of approximation, the area under a curve by inscribed and circumscribed rectangles, partition of an interval, requirement of an partition, upper and lower sum for a bounded real valued function on a closed and bounded intervals. Then we will discussing about Riemann integrability and the Riemann integral. That is, in the first chapter, we will discussing about the motivation of Riemann integration. That is, what is the need to define an integration. Then we will discussing about lower and upper sum, lower and upper Riemann integration. That is the necessary condition about the Riemann integrability and what is mean by the Riemann integral. So in the first chapter, we will discussing about the basics of the integration. In the second chapter, we will discussing on criteria for Riemann integrability, that is Darboux theorem, characterization of Riemann integral as a limit of sum and their examples. That is, we will discussing or we will evaluating the integration of a given function with the help of Riemann sum, okay, and their examples. In the third unit, in the third chapter, we will discussing on algebra of Riemann integrable functions. Also, we will discussing on the basic result as if a function f defined from closed interval AB to R is integrable, then the integration A to B f of x dx is equal to, that is, if we divide the intervals of the integration, then that will be the equal. Mod f is also integrable. Inequality about the modulus, that is, modulation of integration is less than or equal to integration of modulus of that function. Third, we will discuss about if f of x is a non-negative function, that is f of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all x, then integration A to B f of x dx is also greater than or equal to 0. In the fourth chapter, we will discussing on Riemann integrability of a continuous function and more generally of a bounded function whose set of discontinuity has only finitely many points. Then we will discussing on Riemann integrability of monotone functions. Okay, so in the second unit, we will discussing on 4 chapters. Among them, first chapter is discussing on the basic or the motivation of integration. In the second chapter, we will discuss criteria for Riemann integrability. In the third chapter, we will discussing basic result or basic properties of the Riemann integration. And then we will see the consequences of Riemann integration. In the last unit of the calculus of the paper calculus third, we will discussing on application of integrations and improper integrals. So first chapter of the third unit is on area between two curves, length of plane curves, surface area of curves, and revolution. The second chapter we will discussing on continuity of the function defined by f of x is equal to a to x f of t dt. Here x belongs to the closed interval AB. When f is defined from closed interval AB to R is Riemann integrable. First and second fundamental theorem of calculus. In the third chapter, we will discussing on mean value theorem, integration by parts, and Leibniz rule. In the fourth chapter, we will discussing on definition of two types of improper integrals. That is, there are two types of integrals. We will discussing on the definition of that and some examples. Necessary and sufficient condition for convergence. In the fifth chapter, we will discussing on absolute convergence, comparison and a limit comparison test for convergence. In the sixth chapter, we will define gamma and beta functions and their properties, relationship between them, and we have the property which gives the relationship between them. We have no need to prove this property. Okay, so these are the 3 units in the first paper, that is calculus third. These are some reference books which you can use. Among them, I am recommending you to use R.R. Goldberg. The name of the book is Method of Real Analysis, written by R.R. Goldberg. There are some additional reference books, among them Ajit Kumar, that is a basic course in real analysis by S.K. Kumaresan, is again a very excellent book for this syllabus. You can go to other books also, but personally I recommend these 2 books are very useful for your syllabus. Now we will go to discuss about the second paper, and the name of paper is a linear algebra first. So in the linear algebra first, you have the first unit about the system of equations. In this paper, we will discussing about system of homogeneous and non-homogeneous linear equations, some examples of finding solutions of such systems, geometric and algebraic understanding of the solutions of matrix with real entries, matrix representation of the system of homogeneous and non-homogeneous linear equations, algebra of solution of system of homogeneous linear equations, a system of homogeneous linear equations with number of unknowns more than the number of equations has infinitely many solutions. That is, we will see there has is there solution, if is the solution has infinite number of solution, is the solution has no solution, or when the solution has infinite number of solutions or unique solutions. So all these three cases we will discussing in this unit. Next we will discussing on the elementary row and column properties. Next we will discussing on elementary row and column properties, row equivalent matrix, row reduction, Gaussian elimination method, applications to solving the system of linear equations. That is, we are discussing the properties, that is the row reduction method, row equivalent matrix, Gaussian elimination methods, and we are going to apply all these methods in order to solving the system of linear equations. Next, we will discussing on elementary matrices. What is mean by the elementary matrices? Relation of elementary row operations with elementary matrices, invertibility of elementary matrices, consequences such as square matrix is invertible if and only its row echelon form is invertible. Invertible matrices are the product of elementary matrices. Then we will discussing on examples of the computation of inverse of matrices using Gaussian elimination method. Okay, so all these three chapters we will discussing on this first unit. Next unit, vector spaces over R, that is the vector spaces defined over the field of real numbers. In the first chapter, we will define the vector space over R. Then we will discussing on or defining subspaces, criteria for non-empty subset to be a subspace of a vector space, examples of vector spaces, including the Euclidean space Rn, lines, planes, and hyperplanes in Rn passing through the origin, space of system of homogeneous linear equations, space of polynomials, space of various types of matrices, space of real valued functions on a set. That is, in this chapter, we will discussing on various examples of the vector space defined over the set of real numbers. In the second chapter, we will discussing some properties of subspaces. Among them, first one is intersection and sum of subspaces. That is, we will discussing on if we have the two subspaces V1 and V2 defined over R, then is there intersection is subspace? Is there sum is subspace? Is there union is subspace? Then we will see the direct sum of vector spaces, quotient space of a vector space by its subspace. That is what is mean by the quotient space. So all these three things we will see in this second chapter. In the third chapter, we will discussing on a linear combination of vector. What is mean by the linear span of a subset of vector space, definition of a finitely generated vector space, linear dependence and independence of a subset of vector space. In the fourth chapter, we will discussing on basic of vector space, basic results that any two bases of a finitely generated vector space have the same number of elements, dimension of vector space, examples, basis of vector space as a maximal linearly independent set and minimal generating set. So this is a very important theorem. That is, basis of a vector space is a maximal linearly independent set and minimal generating set. So in this second unit, we will be discussing all these things. In the third unit, we will be discussing on determinant linear equations. That is, inductive definition of a determinant of a n cross n matrices. Example, in terms of expression along with first row. That is, whatever the ordinary or general method we are finding for the determinant. That is, we will discussing on that. Example of a lower triangular matrices, Laplace expansion along an arbitrary row or column. Determinant expansion using permutations, that is using the permutations, that is, if you see this definition, determinant of A is equal to summation of signature of sigma, where sigma belongs to Sn, product of A sigma I, where I runs from 1 to n. Here we are using the signature of a permutation. Then we are discussing on basic properties of determinants. That is, determinant of A is equal to determinant of its transpose. Multilinearity and alternating properties of columns and rows. A square matrix A is invertible if and only if determinant of A is non-zero. Minors and cofactors. Formula for A inverse when determinant of A is non-zero. Determinant of A into B is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Then we will discussing on row space and column space of a matrices as example of vector space. Notation of row rank and column rank. Equivalence of row rank and column rank. Invariance of row rank upon elementary row or column operations. Examples of computing the rank using row reduction method. Then we will discussing on a relationship between the solutions of system of non-homogeneous linear equation as associated system of homogeneous linear equations. Necessary and sufficient condition for system of non-homogeneous linear equations to have a solution, namely the rank of the coefficient matrix equal to the rank of augmented matrix. Equivalence of statements in which A denotes as an n cross n matrix such as the following. The system Ax equal to B of non-homogeneous linear equation has unique solution. The system Ax equal to 0 of homogeneous linear equation has no non-trivial solution. A is invertible. Determinant of A is non-zero. Rank of A is equal to n. All these we will see in this fourth chapter. In the fifth chapter, we will discussing on Cramer's rule, LU decomposition method. If a square matrix A is a matrix, if a square matrix A is a matrix that can be reduced to row echelon form U by Gauss elimination without row interchanges, then A can be factorized as A is equal to L into V, where L is lower triangular matrix. These are some reference books. You can go through that. Here is again, you can use this S compression linear algebra for your future studies. So this is the last unit of this semester. Sorry, last paper, third paper of the semester, that is ordinary differential equation. In this paper, you have again 3 units. First unit is higher order linear differential equations. In this unit, we will discussing on the general nth order linear differential equations. What is mean by linear independence, and existence and uniqueness theorem, the Wronski classification, that is homogeneous and non-homogeneous, general solution of homogeneous and non-homogeneous linear differential equation, the differential operator and its properties. In the second chapter, we will discussing on higher order homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficient, the auxiliary equations, roots of the auxiliary equations, real and distinct, real and repeated, complex and complex repeated, roots. In the third chapter, you will discussing on higher order homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficient, the method of undetermined coefficients, method of variation of parameters, the inverse differential operator and particular integrals, evolution of 1 upon f of d for the fundamentals like, that is finding the particular integrals if we have the functions like e to the power ax, sin ax, cos ax, x to the power m, x to the power m into sin ax, x to the power m into cos ax, e to the power ax into v, and x into v, where v is any function of x. Then we will see some higher order linear differential equations with variable coefficients. The first one is the Cauchy equation, x to the power 3 d cube y dx cube plus x square d2y dx square plus x dy by dx plus y is equal to f of x, and Legendre equation, x plus b bracket cube d cube x by dx cube, x plus b bracket square d2y by dx square plus x plus b dy by dx plus y equal to f of x. So these two basic equations, we will see about the solutions and properties of these equations. So this is about the syllabus of semester third. So first unit of paper third. Now in the second unit, you will see the system of first order Linear differential equations, here is the definition. Existence and uniqueness theorem for the solution of initial value problem for a system of two first order linear differential equations in two unknowns x and y of a single independent variable t of the form dx by dt is equal to f of t comma x comma y, dy by dt is equal to g of t comma x comma y. Homogeneous linear system of two first order differential equations in two unknown functions of a single independent variable t of the form dx by dt is equal to a1 of t x plus b1 of y, b1 of t of y into y, dy by dt is equal to a2 of t into x plus b2 of t into y. Then we will see Wronskian for a homogeneous linear system of first order linear differential equations in two functions x comma y of a single independent variable t. Vanishing properties of the Wronskian relationship with linear independence of solutions. Then we will see on homogeneous linear systems with constant coefficients in two unknown functions x comma y of a single independent variable t. Auxiliary equations associated to homogeneous system of equations with constant coefficients. Description for the general solution depending on the roots and their multiplicity of the auxiliary equation. Proof of independence of the solutions. A real form of solution in case the auxiliary equation has complex root. Then we will see on non-homogeneous linear system of equations of two first order differential equations in two unknown functions of a single independent variable t of the form dx by dt is equal to this expression, dy by dt is equal to this expression. General solution of non-homogeneous system. Relation between the solution of a system of non-homogeneous linear differential equation and associated system of homogeneous linear differential equations. And in the last unit, that is the name, numerical solution of ordinary differential equation, that is numerical solution of initial value problem of first order ordinary differential equation using Taylor series method, Picard method, Euler's method, modified Euler method, Runge-Kutta method. This is the Runge-Kutta second order method and Runge-Kutta first order method. And in the second chapter, we will see the numerical solution of simultaneous and higher order differential equation using Runge-Kutta fourth order method and finite difference method for the solution of 2-point linear boundary value problem. So this is about the syllabus. Then we have the practicals. This is the practical for USMT 301. There are this total 7 number of practicals. Again, in this USMT 30, that is in the second paper, you have again 8 practicals. And in the last paper, you have again 6 practicals. So this is the overall syllabus of your semester third. Now we will go to the exam pattern for this semester. As in the beginning of this lecture, I had told that previously you have a theory paper of 100 marks, but in this exam, in this syllabus pattern, the question paper pattern also get changed, and it is of yes, scheme of examination is of 75 as 25. So the performance of the learner shall be evaluated into two parts. Internal assessment of 25% marks. Scheme of end semester examination is of 75% marks. So internal evaluation of 20, that is you will get an internal test, one class test of 20 marks to be conducted during practical sessions. Paper pattern of test is definition, fill in the blanks, true or false with justifications. Multiple choice 5 questions. Attempt any 2 from 3 descriptive questions. Active participants in the routine class, it has of 5 marks. So, In all, you have 25 is of an internal evaluation. 25 marks is for your internal evaluation. Or students who are willing to explore topics related to syllabus, dealing with application, historical development, or some interesting theorems, and their application can be encouraged to submit a project for 20 marks under the guidance of teachers. If the students individually taken participation in the project, then there is no need to do this internal evaluation. For that you can get about depending on your performance, out of 20 marks, 25 marks, you get the marks. Similarly, in the theory pattern, okay, so semester end theory examination, there will be the semester end external theory examination of 75 marks. For each of this course, you have the duration of examination is of 2.5 hours. Theory question paper pattern, there shall be 4 questions. The first 3 questions Q1, Q2, Q3 shall be of 20 marks, each based on the unit first, second, third respectively. The question Q4 shall be of 50 marks based on the entire syllabus. All the questions shall be compulsory. The question Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 shall have internal choices within the questions, including the choices. The marks of each question shall be 25, 27. The questions Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 may be subdivided into sub questions A, B, C, D, and E, etc. And the allocation of marks depends on the weightage of the topic. Again, you have the same practical scheme as you have previously. That is, in the section first, objective in nature, attempt any 8 out of 12 multiple choice questions, 4 objective from each unit. And in the section second, you have problems, attempt any 2 out of 3. Okay, so you have 3 objective questions. You have total 16 marks. Here you have total 24 marks. Total you get 40 marks, and 10 marks is for your Viva, and your 5 marks is for your Viva, and 5 marks is for your journal. So this is overall your exam scheme. May I repeat in Marathi? तर ही जी एक्झाम स्कीम आहे ही तुमची 75-25 ची एक्झाम स्कीम आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये 25 मार्क हे तुमच्या इंटरनल इव्हॅल्युएशन साठी असतील आणि 75 मार्क हे एक्सटर्नल म्हणजे एंड सेमिस्टर एक्झाम साठी असतील. तर त्या 25 मार्कामध्ये तुम्हाला 2 प्रकारे घेऊ शकतो. तर त्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे, आपण पहिल्याच प्रकारे जाणार आहोत. तर त्याच्यामध्ये फिल इन द ब्लँक्स चे क्वेश्चन घेऊ शकतो, 20 मार्काची तुमची टेस्ट घेऊ शकतो, किंवा मल्टिपल चॉईस चे तुमचे एक क्वेश्चन एक्झाम घेऊ शकतो, किंवा डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह मध्ये अटेम्प्ट एनी. त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला त्याचे क्वेश्चनचा डिवाइड कसा असेल, तर पहिला क्वेश्चन हा फिल इन द ब्लँक्स असेल, सेकंड क्वेश्चन हा मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन्स असतील, आणि तिसरा क्वेश्चन हा डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह टाइप क्वेश्चन, म्हणजे 3 पैकी तुम्हाला कोणतेही 2 क्वेश्चन सोडवायचे. तर अशी टोटल तुमची 20 मार्काची तुमची थेरी एक्झाम असेल, म्हणजे इंटरनल एक्झाम असेल, आणि 5 मार्क हे तुमचे ऍक्टिव्ह पार्टिसिपेंट इन द रुटीन क्लास. रेग्युलर अटेंडन्स आहे का, तुम्ही क्लासमध्ये कसे बिहेव करतात, तुम्हाला 5 मार्क. टोटल 25 मार्क हे तुमच्या इंटरनल इव्हॅल्युएशन साठी आहे, आणि 75 मार्काची तुमची थेरी एक्झाम आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला 4 क्वेश्चन्स असतील. त्याच्यामध्ये पहिले 3 क्वेश्चन्स हे प्रत्येक क्वेश्चन हा 20 मार्काचा असेल, आणि पहिला क्वेश्चन हा पहिल्या टॉपिकवरती असेल, दुसरा क्वेश्चन हा दुसऱ्या टॉपिकवरती, दुसऱ्या युनिटवरती, तिसरा क्वेश्चन हा तिसऱ्या युनिटवरती असेल, आणि चौथा क्वेश्चन हा तुमचा 75 मार्काचा क्वेश्चन असणार आहे. आणि चौथा क्वेश्चन हा तुमचा 15 मार्काचा क्वेश्चन असणार आहे, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मिक्स 3 युनिटचे मिळून त्याच्यामध्ये क्वेश्चन्स असणार आहे. असा ओव्हरऑल तुमचा एक रफली सिलेबस आहे. तुम्हाला पूर्ण सिलेबस पाहायचा असेल तर तो तुमच्या ग्रुपला, व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुपला टाकेल, जिथे तुम्ही डाउनलोड करून प्रिंट आउट घेऊ शकता. तर ओव्हरऑल असा हा नवीन सिलेबस आहे आणि नवीन तुमचा एक्झाम पॅटर्न आहे. तर याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला जर काही गोष्टी समजल्या नसतील तर तुम्ही डायरेक्ट मला कॉन्टॅक्ट करा, मी तुमचा डाऊट क्लिअर करा. तर अशा प्रकारे हा तुमचा पूर्ण सिलेबस होता. अशा प्रकारे तुमची पूर्ण एक्झाम पॅटर्न होतं. तर याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला काही डाऊट असेल तर तुम्ही मला डायरेक्ट आपल्या ग्रुप थ्रू कॉन्टॅक्ट करू शकता. मी तुमचा डाऊट नक्की सॉल्व्ह करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. थँक्यू.